I was involved in a serious auto accident. I approached a four-way stop intersection, and I stopped and looked in both directions, and it was clear, so I slowly proceeded, and I got just into the middle of the intersection, and I could just see in an instant that a large SUV was speeding right towards me, and it struck the car right at the passenger side of the car, and it completely smashed the car in. I was locked in my seat. I couldn't move. I was hurting. I was jostled around, and I couldn't move. The nearby pedestrian called police, and they came and they had to actually cut me out of the car. And they rushed me to the hospital. I suffered some fractured rib and some minor bruises. So we spoke on the phone, and he said, "Well, why don't I just, come down to your house and we can discuss this in more detail?" And I was pretty much surprised that it's 120 miles from Baraboo to where I live in Wauwatosa. So we made a meeting, and he came down and we discussed everything in detail, and he explained his approach, his fees. He spent quite a bit of time with me. So I obviously was impressed enough to say that, okay, let's get started. You're my attorney. It was a tough case. The woman had, I think it was Progressive Insurance, and the attorney was very difficult. They're a huge firm, obviously, and Will had to work very hard. I know he negotiated many times. It was. I can't remember the exact time frame before it was concluded, but it was a while. And I, being impatient, called a lot, and he discussed the progress. And then he gave me a number that was satisfactory. He went for that number and finally reached that number, and the total package was very satisfying, and it came at a very good time also. Except I guess one of the things that really impressed me was his interest in my personal life. It wasn't always, facts about the case, and I'm going to give you 3 questions, answer those, and then I'll get back to you later. We talked about fishing. We talked about where I was born, where I went to college, and this obviously is time consuming. But we had quite a few conversations on the phone and in his office, and we did compare fish stories, So it certainly put me in a relaxed state, and certainly if I ever have any additional legal requirements, I would contact Will first. I explained to my friends that if you ever need an attorney, that he would be the first one I would recommend.